Hello friends, my name is Ramsu. Today we shall discuss our topic that what is communication. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in communication and you want to learn about it. And so let's start, friend. First of all, I will request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that many videos can reach to you. Also, you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. Every communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient. This may sound simple, but communication is actually a very complex subject. The transmission of the message from sender to recipient can be affected by a huge range of things. These include your emotions, the cultural situation, the medium used to communicate, and even our location. The complexity is why good communication skills are considered so desirable by employers around the world. Accurate, effective, and unambiguous communication is actually extremely hard. As this definition makes clear, communication is more than simply the transmission of information. The term requires an element of success in transmitting or imparting a message, whether information, ideas, or emotions. A communication therefore has three parts: the sender, the message, and the recipient. The sender encodes the message usually in a mixture of words and non-verbal communication. It is transmitted in some way, for example in a speech or writing, and the recipient decodes it. Of course, there may be more than one recipient, and the complexity of communication means that each one may receive a slightly different message. Two people may read very different things into the choice of words and body language. It is also possible that neither of them will have quite the same understanding as the sender. In face-to-face communication, the roles of the sender and recipient are not distinct. The two roles will pass back and forwards between two people talking. Both parties communicate with each other, even if in very subtle ways, such as through eye contact or lack of and general body language. In written communication, however, the sender and recipient are more distinct. Categories of communication. There are a wide range of ways in which we communicate, and more than one may be occurring at any given time. The different categories of communication include spoken or verbal communication, which includes face to face, telephone, radio, or television, and other media. Non-verbal communication, covering body language, gestures, how we dress or act, where we stand, and even our scent. There are many subtle ways that we communicate with others. For example, the tone of voice can give clues to mood or emotional state, while hand signals or gestures can add to a spoken message. Written communication, which includes letters, emails, social media, books, magazines, the internet, and other media. Until recent times, a relatively small number of writers and publishers were very powerful when it came to communicating the written word. Today, we can all write and publish our ideas online, which has led to an explosion of information and communication possibilities. Visualizations, graphs and charts, maps, logos, and other visualizations can all communicate messages. The communication process. A message or communication is sent by the sender through a communication channel to a receiver or to multiple receivers. The sender must encode the message, the information being conveyed, into a form that is appropriate to the communication channel, and the receivers then decodes the message to understand its meaning and significance. Misunderstanding can occur at any stage of the communication process. Effective communication involves minimizing potential misunderstanding and overcoming any barriers to communicate at each stage in the communication process. An effective communicator understands their audience, chooses an appropriate communication channel, hones their message to this channel, and encodes the message to reduce misunderstanding by the receiver. They will also seek out feedback from the receiver as to how the message is understood and attempt to correct any misunderstanding or confusion as soon as possible. Receivers can use techniques such as clarification and reflection as effective ways to ensure that the message sent has been understood correctly. Communication channel. Communication channel is the term given to the way in which we communicate. It is therefore the method used to transmit our message to our recipient or to receive a message from someone else. There are multiple communication channels available to us today. These include face-to-face conversations, telephone calls, text messages, email, internet, including social media such as Facebook, Twitter, radio, TV, written letters, brochures, and reports, etc. Choosing an appropriate communication channel is vital for effective communication. Each communication channel has different strengths and weaknesses. For example, broadcasting news of an upcoming event via written letter might convey the message clearly to one or two individuals. It will not, however, be a time or cost effective way to broadcast the message to a large number of people. On the other hand, conveying complex technical information is easier via printed document than a spoken message. The recipients are able to assimilate the information at their own pace and revisit anything that they do not fully understand. Written communication is also useful as a way of recording what has been said, for example, by taking minutes in a meeting. Encoding message. All messages must be encoded into a form that can be conveyed by the communication channel chosen for the message. We all do this every day when transferring in abstract thoughts into spoken words or a written form. However, other communication channels require different forms of encoding. For example, text written for a report will not work well if broadcast via radio program, and the short abbreviated text used in text messages would be inappropriate in a letter or in a speech. Complex data may be best communicated using a graph, chart, or other visualization. Effective communicators encode their messages so that they fit both the channel and the intended audience. They use appropriate language, conveying the information simply and clearly. They also anticipate and eliminate likely causes of confusion and misunderstanding. They are generally aware of the recipient's experience in decoding similar communications. Successful encoding of message for the audience and channel is a vital skill in effective communication. Decoding message. Once received, the recipient needs to decode the message. Successful decoding is also a vital communication skill. People will decode and understand messages in different ways. This will depend on their experience and understanding of the context of the message, how well they know the sender, their psychological state, and how they feel, and the time and place of recipient. They may also be affected by any barriers to communicate which might be present. There are therefore a wide range of factors that will affect decoding and understanding. Successful communicators understand how the message will be decoded and anticipate and remove as many as possible of the potential sources of misunderstanding. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you, friends.